Hello, let's go with this camera today. I was embarrassed by the audio on yesterday's video. Not the best, I know. I was using my iPhone, stuck to this, which is great for some things, but that audio and being on the beam arm reverberated anyway. You don't need to know any of this. What's going on today? Don't know. Did a wodge of tech support yesterday for people. My parents, they should be sorted. All of the streaming services that we had shared between families on Disney Plus. What else did you have? Netflix, YouTube. All of that has now gone to everybody's having to pay separately. I can't do that, so I'm not paying for YouTube and stuff now, which is annoying because YouTube is my number one watched streaming service. I basically don't watch anything else. Apple TV, I'll watch some things on there, but any of the other services I'm not overly fussed about. Bit annoying, but there's nothing I can really do about that. So we are in breach of the terms and conditions, so whatever. I sorted my parents out though. They're back on YouTube Premium, so they can watch the stuff that they enjoy on there, which is good. They're happy. There was an interesting issue with some of the security cameras on my dad's, and I've not got to the bottom on how this happened, but one of them wasn't working. They use it as almost like a trail cam, and the privacy area had been inverted, so my dad was saying that it wasn't working, and I couldn't see any issues with it until I really dug into it, and saw that for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, if there'd been an update and it's kind of caused the inversion or whatever, whether it was a bug, but yeah, all of the areas that they wanted to watch had been inverted to not watch on one of the security cameras, so that was a bit annoying. It's going to be a heavy week for the rest of the week with everything that's going on at the moment. Hopefully we'll see some positive news tomorrow. I'm being optimistic as possible, but I've got a whole gamut of stuff going on in the back of my head. I suppose the main thing that I'm thinking about at the moment is I've not interacted with people socially for a while, and I say that lightly. There's a few people that I enjoy being around, and I've not seen anybody really, and I guess I'm feeling a bit lonely. All my friends tend to be remote. They're either in different countries, the people that I'm very close to are either in other countries, or the relationships are quite narrow and deep, I guess, and I don't see them as regularly. And if there's not a specific thing to talk about inside of like Warhammer, for example, if I'm not talking about Warhammer with somebody that I'm into Warhammer with, that's as far as that kind of relationship goes, and it becomes weird. And that's a me problem, I guess, but yeah, it's not helping at the moment, where I do feel pretty isolated from anybody. I never leave this room really. I mean, I go out, but the places I go, the same thing. The same places either. It's like I'll go to soft play with the little one or something, and it's a very passive thing to do. Or I go with my parents Saturday morning. It's the same things, week in, week out, and I suppose there's nobody to do other stuff with that wants to do the similar sort of things. So yeah, I think that's preying on my mind as well, that there's no escape from everything that's going on, because I'm kind of prison without walls mentality is how I feel, I guess, which, yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it. So there you go. That's a little insight into this for me, I guess. Anyway, that's it for lunch today. I'm going to crack back on, finishing early because we've got an appointment, and then we'll see how things go. Yeah. Last night wasn't particularly fun. Didn't do anything. I went down. One thing I have started to do is I've removed the social media apps from my phone. The only one I've kept on there is YouTube, because I was going down rabbit holes and it's doing my nutting. Really doing my nutting. As much as I try not to be addicted to social media. I don't think I'm addicted to it. I find it annoying. I find it irksome. I find people's reliance on that for anything, for endorphins, when there's so much more. And I guess that's what's pissing me off with having a lack of friends, because people are just so ingrained in that there's doesn't seem any space for friendship anymore in a lot of respects. So I guess I need to put myself in a position where I'm finding people that are into the same things. But yeah, I don't think there are that many people with the same mix of interests that I've got. I've certainly not found anybody, I don't think, in my lifetime so far. Closest I've come to is probably a friend in Canada, and then when we're together for too long, we pretty much hate each other. We've got my another friend we have very, very similar interests, but on opposite ends of the interest spectrum. So there's no crossover in terms of hobby. Like there's never things that we want to do together that we both want to do, because even in computing, one person is over on this side of it, the other person is over here. Same with all of the things we share in common there. So it's a weird one. And that seems to be replicated through all of my relationships with people. So yeah, maybe I'll write a paper. Yeah, I'll write a paper on it or something. That might be quite fun. Maybe I'll do a video on the other channel about it. Anyway, yeah, I'm done now. I'm rambling. I'll see you on the other side. Have a good one. Till tomorrow. That's week 31, day 2 done. See ya.